Hi people, how are you? I'll be back to my YouTube channel. I'm Victoria Nanazi. In case you're new here and in case you're returning, thank you very much. First things first, in case you've not yet subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, share, comment. It is a Sunday and it means it is time for trending stories with me, Victoria Nanazi. Yes. Remember with trending stories, I always talk about the 5 stories that have made my week. The 5 stories that have caught my attention. And I always repeat it, they may not necessarily be centered in my country. They may be centered in my country, but I always want to balance the board, okay? And the first story today comes in from Vanessa Bryant, or the Bryant family. At the beginning of this week, memorial service was celebrated for the late Kobe Bryant and Gigi Bryant, or Gianna Bryant. Gigi is a short name of Gianna. So a memorial service was held for them, and Vanessa was called to give a speech. It was her first time to give a speech in public since they are passing away. And she really gave a wonderful speech, a very touching speech, which I'm going to share with us. For today, I'm going to share videos, yes. I'm going to share with you the video. It was a very touching speech, but I picked out 2 things. And one of the things that I picked out was, we are still the best team. That is an affirmation. Do you know that? Me thinking, what do we affirm in our lives? What are you affirming in your life? What do you affirm in your relationship? What do you affirm at your place of work? What affirmations are you speaking to your life? Are you speaking positivity? Are you speaking negativity? Are you speaking life, or are you speaking death? Remember, even the Bible says the word that life and death come from our mouths. They come from our affirmations. What are you affirming to your life? Are you affirming winning? Are you affirming losing? What do you affirm? As in, that caught me, and that really made me think a lot of things. And a lot of times when people always affirm the negative things to their lives, but trust me, I choose to affirm positivity to my life. And I urge all of us to always affirm positivity in our lives. Speak positively to your life. Speak what you want to see. Speak the positives, and trust me, they will manifest. They will manifest. You will see them manifesting. And trust me, if you go on speaking the negatives, they will as well manifest. So it's better you speak positivity. And what are those affirmations? For example, I'll say, I am loved, I am chosen. And by the way, in our church, we also have affirmations that we make on a daily basis. So please, I urge us to always affirm positivity in our lives, because it will indeed manifest. It may take time, but it will manifest. And Vanessa was there to remind us that affirmations are important, and we have to speak them in our lives. Other thing that I picked from her speech, the second thing that I picked from her speech was, God knew that the late Kobe and the late Gigi would not be apart, and he took them together. That got me wailing. Like, I did cry. Like, it was so emotional at a speech. And there we go.
First, I'd like to thank everyone for coming today. The outpouring of love and support that my family has felt from around the world has been so uplifting. Thank you so much for all your prayers. I'd like to talk about both Kobe and Gigi, but I'll start with my baby girl first. My baby girl. Gigi was very competitive like her daddy, but Gianna had a sweet grace about her. Her smile was like sunshine. Her smile took up her entire face, like mine. Kobe always said she was me. She had my fire, my personality, and sarcasm. But she was tender and loving on the inside. She had the best laugh. It was infectious. It was pure and genuine. Kobe and Gianna naturally gravitated towards each other. She had Kobe's ability to listen to a song and have all the lyrics memorized after listening to the song a couple of times. It was their secret talent. She was an incredible athlete. She was great at gymnastics, soccer, softball, dance. Gianna loved and showed everyone that no act of kindness is ever too small to make a difference in someone's life. She was always considerate of others and their feelings. She was a beautiful, kind, happy, silly, thoughtful, and loving daughter and sister. She was so full of life and had so much more to offer this world. I cannot imagine life without her. Mommy, Natalia, Bianca, Capri, and Daddy love you so much, Gigi. I will miss your sweet handmade cards, your sweet kisses, and your gorgeous smile. I miss you, all of you, every day. I love you.
The next story that caught my mind this week is People Power lost two of its comrades, one Rita Kenya and one Daniel Cheyune. This death happened on 2 different days. For Rita Kenya, it said that a police truck knocked her down, but the police also say it wasn't their truck that knocked her down, that there happened to be a head-on collision of 2 borders, because Nabu Kenya was on a border, and the story says that Nabu Kenya was knocked down by a police truck because she was wearing people power colors, and the police did knock her down intentionally and she passed on. And while the police says it's not true, what happened is Rita Nabu Kenya was knocked down by another border, and then therefore police came to help. Who is telling the truth? I don't know. People Power is a pressure group that is led by His Excellency Bobby Wine, or Honorable Robert Shagulanyi Sentamu, yes. And he came out to say that the police did this intentionally. They did knock her down intentionally, maybe to hurt them, I don't know. But when he went ahead to ask for the footage of where that incident happened from, the police said it wasn't clear at that moment. So I don't know who is telling a lie. I don't know who is not telling a lie, but it is so sad. It is sad that we have cameras everywhere, and those cameras, when it gets to some points, or when it gets to some people, that is when they get problems. I hope this does not happen again, and I hope it's right that the cameras had a problem at that moment, because people, I don't think at this moment of time, as we are heading to 2021, this is the kind of news people would want to hear. They would want to hear that when they ask for that footage, even when it's not clear, give it to them. Give it to them, because they'll think you are siding with someone, Uganda police. So I think the police should look into this, and we should be each other's keepers. As police, we should keep the other people who still aren't government. So while they are coming back from Rita Nabu Kenya's burial, there happened another incident where the LDU clashed with the People Power group. They were coming back from the burial, they clashed, and some people went hurt, and then one person called Daniel Cheyne lost his life. It is such a sad story. He had just visited the parents of the lady he was going to introduce sometime this year. he was still a young man. Even Rita was a very young girl. She had 2 kids. She left 2 of her kids. Daniel left his wife. It is so sad. And he was shot. Daniel was shot and he died on spot. And that is how People Power lost 2 of its comrades. But people, as we are heading to the 2021 elections, let us not live in this fear, because people are now living in fear where they are. Some people, their fear, we are looking at 2021 and fear is starting to, come into us. People is stealing. Fear is building up in us. Like, how is 2021 going to be if we are having such instances occurring, and in a space of 1 to 2 days, of people who are on the opposition side? It is such a sad story, and I think we should, whether we agree or disagree, we should not use force. We should not think of people losing their lives. It is not called for. People should not lose their lives because of the sides they support, or shooting them is not called for. You can always settle cases without shooting them. And yes, we are all not going to be on the same side. There are people who are going to support NRM. There are people who are going to support People Power. There are people who are going to support FDC. Name those parties. But we should all live in harmony. Because Bobby Wine, His Excellency Honorable Chagulanyi Sentamu has a song that says, Okbululute Butwawula. We are heading to 2021. Let us remember those beautiful songs. Let us love each other despite our political differences. And let not votes and our love for different political parties or pressure groups separate us. Story number 3 is about coronavirus. You people, the first time I did trending stories, I did talk about coronavirus. But then when we are starting the month of February, it had spread and it was making rounds in China and other countries. But it is more in China than the other countries have a case or 2. But why am I talking about it again? There was a case of coronavirus in Nigeria, and it has made rounds all over social media. COVID-19, like it's called. In case you don't know what COVID-19 is, it is coronavirus. So it has made rounds on social media, and yet the person who was discovered with the virus in Nigeria is actually not Nigerian. He's an Italian man who was coming in from Italy. He came to Nigeria, went to Lagos, and went to a certain state before heading to Lagos, because in Lagos they have an isolation center. So before taking him there, they discovered he went and he was feeling weak, and they discovered he had those symptoms, and they took him to an isolation center. And wow, the whole world went on fire. And in fact, even African countries, like there was a case in Africa, in Egypt, that did not really make a lot of news, but when it came to Nigeria, it really made a lot of news. And yes, the fact that now it was discovered in Nigeria, someone has it in Nigeria, we have to talk about it again. What has our government done? One of the things our government has done is to tell us to stop the handshakes. People, stop shaking our hands. We are afraid and you want to shake us. Leave us alone. Stop handshakes, stop hugs, keep a distance, move with hand sanitizers, wash your hands always. Stay away, keep a distance with someone who is coughing. Make sure you do not spit in public. Some of you go spitting in public when you have the flu, and you know, or yes, when you have flu and cough, you go on, you know, you feel like spitting and you go spitting everywhere. Please let us be each other's keeper. And how are we going to be each other's keepers? Stop giving handshakes, stop giving hugs until this virus is normal. Like, and we can really do this. We can do this. I'm telling you, on China, there are 100 deaths that are reported on a daily. 100+ deaths. And then as we're talking about it being in Nigeria, what in the US, someone passed on because of coronavirus, and that also caused more fear. It instilled more fear in people. But trust me, coronavirus, they are going to get a solution for it, because there are some cases of people who have been healed. But let us also do a lot with the prevention side. Stop the handshakes, like I said. Stop the hugs. Keep a distance with the person who is coughing or who has flu. Wash your hands regularly. They've emphasized washing hands and washing hands, but people, you keep on going to places and you even walk to a toilet. You can go to a toilet, someone comes out, leaves the water they see there, and they don't wash their hands. Move with hand sanitizers. You can find hand sanitizers in any supermarket you walk to. You will always find a hand sanitizer, or in any pharmacy that you walk to, you will get a hand sanitizer, and they are very cheap. So move with hand sanitizers and do all the other things that have been told, that I've shared with us here. And I'll end with, let us be each other's keeper. Story number 4 is Uganda Advanced Certificate Education results were released this week. Yes, if you have anyone who completed Form 6 and you don't know, their results were released this week. And in one of the things I noted is they said girls performed better than boys. And trust me, that did not go well with my thinking. Like, where is the gender equality that we always say? Or why do we is it stereotyping? It's not stereotyping. Or why do we have to align the performance? It's actually, why do we have to align the performance with girls and boys? Why don't we always say that this was the performance, overall performance? Because yes, they actually talked about the overall performance, but they still aligned. They did not forget to say girls performed better than boys. People, we are one. The fact that girls, whether boys or girls perform better than girls, or girls perform better than boys, I feel like that statement is sort of not a right statement to use. In this way, where we are thinking of, where we always said gender equality, where we want to include everyone in the things we do, where we say what a man can do, a woman can do, what a woman can do, a man can do. Let us stop aligning these results to girls perform better than boys. We are better than that. We are better than that. Let the results be, this was the performance, it was better than last year's performance. And that is the way it is, because they said this year's performance was better than last year's performance. And let it stop at that. Let us not let us not include gender in this whole situation of girls performing better than boys, boys performing better than better than girls. No, we don't need it. We need to be equal. And one of the ways we can emphasize gender equality and emphasize non-discrimination, emphasize non-discrimination, is by looking at these results as a whole and not just parts. So you neighbor, next time do better. It is not just boys perform better than girls or girls perform better than boys, but let it be that this is the way, this was the overall performance, and we stop at that. Story, which is story number 5, comes in from Scotland. Scotland is going to start giving out free pads. People have always said that condoms are cheap. Sorry, condoms are given out free of charge and sanitary towels are not given out free of charge. I hear them. I do hear them. And trust me, pads are expensive. And some people cannot afford them on top of that. So because some people cannot afford them, if a country like Scotland came out and it's saying it's going to give them free of charge, they're going to be putting them in communities, going to communities, going to schools, which I hear actually in their in the video I watched, they said they had already started giving them out in schools and in universities, which is very nice. And now they are going and in communities of the less privileged, people who cannot afford them. So now they're going to do it free of charge. They are going to put them in pharmacies. They are going to go to communities giving them out. They are going to put them on subways, anywhere, you know, in toilets where people can actually access them. Can other countries get a leave from Scotland? Because we have girls who fail to go to school because of periods, because they cannot afford a pad. They cannot. They feel like, I was reading a story sometime this week and the girl said she feels she wishes she was a boy because of periods. Why would we have our children go through that? Why would we have girls think about it that way? So other countries, please and please get a leave from Scotland and work on it. If we can give out free condoms that people can actually afford to buy because of their needs, then why not pads? Why not pads? Why? So that has been why. So why not pads? That has been, those were my 5 stories of the week. What were yours? You go to the comment section and tell me what yours were. Please remember to subscribe, like, comment, and share. See you next week, same channel, and ciao.